Polynomial functions. The objective of this video is to solve polynomial functions. Another useful piece of information that we can gather just by looking at the graph is the number of zeros and the turning points of the function. We can determine the number of zeros by looking at the degree of the function. A polynomial function of degree n, which is just basically any number of the highest power of your function, has that many distinct zeros. The turning points is just one less of that number. So for example, in our term, our leading coefficient or our leading term has a power of 8. So there are approximately 8 zeros. Their turning points are one less than 8. So there are 7 turning points. So we want to solve the polynomial function. We first want to state the number of zeros and turning points and then solve for x. The reason we want to state the number of possible zeros is because we want to have an idea of how many solutions we should have. So looking at our function, because the highest power is 4, there are 4 possible zeros. And 3 turning points. I'm going to graph by using my product sum for factoring because I noticed that this is in quadratic form. So 5 times -6 will give me -30. Factors of -30 that add up to be +1 would be -5 and +6. So I'm going to split up the middle term into factors of -5, x to the second power, and +6, x to the second power, -6, and factor by grouping. So I'm going to pull out a 5x squared and see what is left over. So I'm left with an x squared minus 1. On this other side, I am just going to pull out a 6, leaving me with an x squared minus 1. So my two remaining factors are 5x squared plus 6 and x squared minus 1. We want to solve for these two independently. So using my zero product property, x squared minus 1 equal to 0. We would add 1 to both sides. Square root. So x is equal to plus or minus 1. Then we want to set 5x squared plus 6 equal to 0. Minus 6 on both sides. So -6 divide by 5. So x squared is equal to -6 over 5. And then we want to take the square root. So x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 6 over 5 I implies my answer. So a little bit on the side work. So square root of 30 over 5 I plus or minus. So here are my 4 answers. I have plus or minus 1, plus or minus the square root of 30 over 5I. Need to rationalize. So I want to state all the possible zeros and the turning points and then determine the zeros by factoring. So there are 4 possible zeros. And 3 turning points. So now we just want to solve So I'm going to factor out an x squared, leaving me with x squared minus 10x plus 8. Then I want to see if this is factorable. So factors of 8 that add up to give me negative 10. We have 1 and 8, 2 and 4. So in this case, this is not factorable, so I would have to use a quadratic formula. So using my quadratic formula, negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So I'm just going to plug in what I have. So I have negative, well, positive because it's negative 10. So positive 10 plus or minus 100 minus 4ac is just 4 times 8. So minus 32 over 2. 100 minus 32, 68. So 10 plus or minus the square root of 68 over 2. Square root of 68 can be reduced. So just here on the side work, square root of 68 breaks down into 4 and 17. So we are left with 2 square root of 17. So simplifying my answer, we're going to have 10 plus or minus 2 square root of 17 over 2, which turns into 5 plus or minus the square root of 17. However, we were supposed to have 4 possible zeros. We only found 2. We have to remember about this x squared. So that factor, we set it equal to 0. So x is equal to technically plus or minus 0. However, there is no plus or minus 0. So here we are encountering where one of our zeros actually happens twice. So the 0 has a multiplicity of 2, meaning it repeats 2 times. So now you try state the number of possible zeros and turning points, then determine the zeros by factoring. So you should pause your video, try and do this problem, and then press play to see if your answer is correct. Pause your video now. So first we want to state our zeros. Because the degree is 5, we're going to have 5 possible zeros and 4 turning points. I'm going to factor greatest common factor, which is x, leaving me with 5x to the 4th power plus x squared minus 6. And then I'm going to actually factor the inside of my parentheses like I would a quadratic because it's in quadratic form. So factors of 5 and times negative 6 is negative 30. So my factors would be positive 6 and negative 5. So rewrite the middle term. So 5x to the 4th plus 6x squared minus 5x squared minus 6. So I'm going to just pull out an x squared, leaving me with 5x squared plus 6. And I'm going to put out a negative 1. So 5x squared minus plus 6. So my two factors are x squared minus 1 and 5x squared plus 6. I'm not going to forget to bring down my x and set all of this equal to 0. So x is equal to 0. X is equal to plus or minus 1. And then 5x squared plus 6, I need to solve. Very similar to one problem we've already encountered. So 5x squared is equal to negative 6 over 5. So x squared is equal to negative 6 over 5. Take the square root. So x is equal to plus or minus square root of 30 over 5i because I rationalized my denominator. So there I have my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where 2 of my answers are imaginary.